So I've been planning a whole big video talking about every single non-transforming Optimus Prime, well, at least most of them, that's an option on the market. And one of the last ones I didn't have was amazing Yamaguchi Optimus Prime, obviously from Revoltech. And this is something that I've been very, very interested in. Because I have had the old Revoltech Optimus Primes, both the G1 and the movie one. But this is an amazing Yamaguchi Optimus Prime. And if you don't know Amazing Yamaguchi, you may be asking, why is the name Yamaguchi? Because it was sculpted by Yamaguchi Katsuhisa. I'm sure I'm saying that incorrectly. But yeah, it's sculpted by Yamaguchi, so it's amazing Yamaguchi. I do have a couple amazing Yamaguchi Iron Man figures, and they are insanely good. I also have a knockoff of Amazing Yamaguchi's Red Hood / Arkham Knight, and for being a knockoff, that's really good. And I'll be getting the Arkham Knight Batman here soon as well. So I figured I would get this Optimus Prime. I found it at the toy department for only $50, which is an incredible price for a figure like this. As you can see, the box is super cool. This is one of the coolest boxes I've ever seen. I think when it comes to like non-transforming Optimus Prime figures, this is up there among one of the best boxes. We have seen a lot of good boxes. I don't know, Yellow Park's done a great box. The little Blockies boxes are great. But like how colorful this is, all the little quotes. Optimus Prime is back. This time we end it once and for all. That's so cool. I love it. And usually when you open up the sides, there's extra things in the flaps. So I'm curious. Yep, it's got a little Autobot symbol right there. Another awesome drawing of Optimus Prime. Oh, and right there it says Transformers. This is so cool. Amazing Yamaguchi has super awesome presentation. Look at that! Little comic panels and everything. Ratchet getting blown up. Poor guy. This. Oh, look at the back, dude. This is like a... Oh my gosh. This is so cool. Look at that. Oh, that's such an awesome insert. And it looks like all original art as well. That looks like original art. Oh, that's sick. Oh, I love that. Alright, let's put that back in. And let's start opening up the rest of this guy. Because I want to see what this is all about. So here is our Amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech display base. And wow, this was like never opened. Are you serious? That's insane. I thought this would have been like an opened, pre-used figure, but at least the base they never opened up. These are really good bases, dude. The Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi bases are some of my absolute favorites. Now, you may be wondering if I'm going to compare this to all the other non-transforming Optimus Primes. I'm not. I will, however, compare this in the video to the other Revoltech Optimus Primes that I have, both the original, like, Dreamwave style and my Bayverse one. And I've sung the praises of that Bayverse Optimus for years now. So I'm very curious how this Amazing Yamaguchi one's going to hold up in comparison. Looks really neat so far. Alright. Opening up the clam tray. For accessories, it seems like he has plastic. No, he has his Energon axe, which, that looks really good. Loving the look of that. Oh, that's so cool. He has a, like, both the hands together for when he slams Megatron and basically kills him. That's cool. He has super open hands. Very expressive. He's got both of those. Obviously, he's got trigger finger hands. He needs those for his Ion Blaster. It doesn't look like this comes with a little Megatron this time around. Usually these Optimus Primes do. Pointing hand, obviously. Appreciate that. And he has a left open hand to cup his Ion Blaster, which is looking very, very cool. If I can get it out of the tray. There we go. Looking very nice. Just seems to be a single molded piece of plastic. And then the figure itself. What are my first impressions on this bad boy? Yeah, this is definitely an Amazing Yamaguchi. It feels really good. Definitely is feeling good. Oh, wow. Very fluid. Oh, wow. This is very easy to play. This is very easy to just move. It does what you want it to. Oh! Whoa! That went flying. It did not break. It's just on a little ball joint. But yeah, let's be cautious about that hip skirt, because that seriously went flying like 5 feet. I'm not even joking. But yeah, let's be cautious of the hip skirting. But other than that, yeah, this looks great. This pose is great. The head fins doesn't look like those move. Seems like those are permanently sculpted back, which is a very interesting choice. Here, since we have them all opened up, let me clean up the desk a little bit, and we can... Oh, okay. And we can get a little bit better of a look of this. Because so far, I am very, very impressed. This is definitely a really cool Optimus. Alright, now that we have our amazing Yamaguchi Optimus Prime all out of the box and everything, I am very, very impressed. Something about, like, just the joints and the feel of this. Like, just moving it around, it's just so expressive and so fluid in its motion. You really feel like you can just do whatever you want with this. The only thing I would be cautious of are those front skirts, obviously. Like that. Thanks for proving my point once again. Yeah, I feel like a lot of non-transforming Optimus Primes struggle to figure out what to do with those front skirts. Because I feel like they just always get in the way, and it's very rare that there's an Optimus that doesn't have that problem. But I mean, just looking at how quickly I'm posing this guy around, like, yeah, this is super fluid. Super fluid, super clean. It's made out of harder plastics, which I'm a little surprised by, given how amazing Yamaguchi is more of a, 6-inch action figure line. I don't think he's got a matrix of leadership. I'm not seeing any way that like opens up or comes off. It wasn't advertised on the box. Very unusual for an Optimus to not have a matrix of leadership function, but that's okay. That's okay. He doesn't always need to have it, I suppose. But he does come with tons of accessories. Because obviously he's got his ion blaster. What hand should we put it in? What hand? Let's put it in his left hand. No, it's his right hand, so we can do the iconic pose. Hand pops off super easily. Love that. Man, that hand swap is really clean. His hands are really tiny, too. Very tiny hands, but very clean. And yeah, let's see how effortless it is to get him in the pose. I think it was one of this leg that's kicking up. Close enough. Does he have like a waist rotation at the top? I don't think so. That's not bad. Just from my memory. It's, the jumping, leaping pose. I feel like his waist crunch is, like, super good. He's got a super great ab crunch. But he doesn't really have anything going on side to side. Like, there really isn't much going on side to side in that department. He's got the rotation, but he doesn't have, like, any tilt in there. And you may be wondering, why do you have so many non-transforming Optimus Primes? Because I love Optimus. He is one of my favorite characters of all time. And not only am I a Transformers fan, but I'm also an action figure fan. And I like seeing different action figure iterations of Optimus Prime. This one is definitely up there when it comes to playability. I mean, it's amazing Yamaguchi. What do you expect? They are very, very well known for very playable, very fluid action figures. Like, look at that. Took no effort at all to get him in like a super kneeled down pose. Can we get him with like an open hand? Make him look like he's outstretched, like he's welcoming a human or something. Like, yeah, that looks sick. That looks so good, dude. This is incredible. This is really, really good. Would I recommend spending $100 on it? I don't know if 100 is worth it, because I mean, I held off on getting this guy. I wasn't willing to spend $100. But I'm very happy that I stumbled across it for a very good price before I did my non-transforming Optimus video, because I feel like not having this in the video, this is the main reason I put it off, because I just felt like not having this would have just made it feel so incomplete, and I really just wanted to show this one off. How does the Energon Axe fit? Amazingly. Super fast, super clean. Looks amazing as well. That is one of the nicest looking Energon Axes I've seen for an Optimus. I feel like the only thing I'm really missing is a ball joint, like at the chest. I feel like if he had a ball joint, like a diaphragm joint above this ab crunch, I feel like that's the only piece of articulation, like as I'm moving him around, where I'm like, man, I wish he could do that. I mean, he's loaded with articulation. I do want to get in a little close, and I'm going to do that in a second. But before I do that, while I have this wide camera angle, his articulation, from what I can gather, seems like he has a ball joint at the head, as well as a ball joint at the neck. So you can get a lot of articulation out of his head there. You can get so much. His shoulders, it seems like they're on a butterfly joint, as well as an upward hinge, as well as a ball joint. So all that combined gets you probably the most shoulder articulation I've ever seen on an Optimus Prime figure. He has a bicep swivel. He has double jointed elbows. Maybe just, no, it's double jointed. It's double. And they move pretty good, pretty far and good. He has a dumbbell for each wrist. So even the axe has a lot of nice rotation with the ball joint going on. You can see this ball joint also is on a ball joint, so there's a lot of articulation there. Let's go ahead and swap that hand with this one so he can, you know, look like Optimus Prime. Whoa. The joints are really nice and good, too. He has a swivel at the waist, as well as a super deep ab crunch. It doesn't really move back at all, but that's okay. Again, I'm really missing something up here. I really feel like something should be up there, but that's okay. He has ball joints at the side skirts. It seems like those also pop out pretty easy. Then he's got ball joints at the front skirts. Does he have ball joints at the back skirts? No, nothing at the back skirt. And oddly enough, he has no drop down at the leg. You literally just move it out all the way, and you move it forward all the way. And that's pretty good range already, but I feel like I almost expected a drop down for it to kick even higher. But other than that, he's got a thigh swivel, double jointed knees, which bend in really good. Because it seems like he has some of that nice trickery where like armor panels sort of go and hide into the thigh. Yeah, that definitely is working good. And then his feet seem really nicely articulated as well. Because I know he's got an ankle tilt that tilts pretty far. And then the foot moves forward pretty good. It moves down pretty good. Like, that's a decent amount down. And he's got a toe joint. You already saw me bend a little bit. So articulation-wise... Oh, there goes the ball joint. Articulation-wise, this is pretty loaded. We can see how it's working in there, though. Yeah, it's just a dumbbell again. It's just a dumbbell. That's how all that works. Amazing Yamaguchi is very used to, like, ball joints and everything. Even though there's, like, no Revoltech joints I'm really seeing on this guy. Like, I'm not really noticing any Revoltech joints. It's very odd. Very interesting. But hey, this feels great in my hands. I'm sure you've noticed I cannot stop moving this around. This is working really, really great. While I do also have it in this camera position, how does it fit on the base? Because I'm not seeing a hole. That's not good. Typically, Amazing Yamaguchis have a pretty obvious hole in the back. Because the only other thing they have is like a waist clamp. And this just doesn't hold the figure as well as you would ever want it to. So, yeah, I'm not seeing a hole anywhere. Man, that's such a deep ab crunch. It's so deep. That's ridiculously deep. There's some nice detail going on there, though. Yeah, very odd. I guess all we can do is, I don't know, get the base going. Plug it in down there. Get the clamp, which I never like using. And then clamp it around his waist. But see, you can't really get him in, like, flight poses like that. It's not really going to work. It's good to stabilize him. I probably won't use the base on this figure, though, especially since there is no hole. At least not one that is making it very obvious to me. The only other place I could think the hole would be in the butt. But I'm not getting any give on that, so I'm going to assume that does not come off. Alright, the base is a great base. I'll use it for other figures, but I won't use it for this guy. I think we've gone over the articulation enough. Let's get a little bit close. Look at some of the details you've already pretty much seen decently enough, and then we'll do a couple comparisons. This Optimus design is pretty interesting because obviously it's based off of G1, but I feel like it takes some liberties with the design. Like the chest almost feels more like the Dreamwave comics. I love the little techie details inside the chest, so that looks super nice. The head sculpt is very, very good as well, even though the antenna are very swept back in a very anime style. Very swept back antenna. The shoulders are kind of bulky, but obviously they still move really well. He's got this little silver bit on the bicep, which typically isn't there. He does have the little arrow on the arm, but not really anything else. I mean, it's got a lot of the standard G1 Optimus designs. You can see, though, it does have the exposed wheels. It did decide to have the wheels still on the legs, which I personally like with G1 Prime, but I see how some people like them being hidden inside the leg or whatever, like the new 86 one. Yeah, the details are really good. Let's swap out this hand again with the axe, so you can see what I was talking about with all the little details in the axe. That just looks really good. It has this nice matte look to the plastic as well. This is definitely a super nice iteration of Optimus in his bot mode. Definitely one of the better non-transforming Optimus Primes in my opinion. I really enjoy this. Alright, and for size comparisons, here it is with the original Revoltech Optimus Prime, which was a very small figure. Mine does have the gun, but it fell out of his hand and I don't know where it went. Yeah, very tiny figure. Lots of paint on this one, and the articulation choices were very unusual. Like his bicep swivel goes very far out to the side because he doesn't really have like an actual shoulder joint other than a swivel. So this is a very like swivel dependent figure, and it's got big Revoltech joints for the hips. Like this guy has a lot of Revoltech joints within the design. It's still really cool. I still really enjoy this one, but I don't think it ever had a chance to be the best non-transforming Optimus Prime figure. I got it really cheap too. I never got it complete. I just got it with like the gun. And then my baby, one of my absolute favorite non-transforming Optimus Primes, the Revoltech Dark of the Moon Optimus, which as you can see was bigger than this original G1 version, has so much detail, and also uses a lot of the actual Revoltech joints. I know a lot of people, whenever I show this off, they're like, whoa, look at how floopy it is. That's just the give in between the Revoltech joints. It actually poses really great. And that weird floopiness kind of gives you a very satisfying feel when you move it. It's very odd. Still love this one. That one is great, but I don't know, dude, just the feel of this amazing Yamaguchi one in the middle. It's just, it moves so well. It's so fluid. It is definitely one of the most fun Transformers action figures I have ever handled. It's very, very solid and very well done. Well, I was able to get him kind of perched on the display base. I definitely need to tighten the screws in the Revoltech base because they're a little too loose to support his weight. And also, I'm struggling to have him on it because it doesn't just have a peg hole. It really just needed a peg hole, because it makes it so much easier for a figure to be on a base when there is a hole going into a peg. The clamps they're not stable enough. They never are. But this figure is sweet. I love this thing. It's very impressive. It's very well articulated. It feels very great in my hands. The only two complaints I really have with it are those hip skirts that go flying when you have a little bit too much fun with him, and then the fact that he just doesn't have a diaphragm joint. And to even like give an example of that, I mean, look at how the diaphragm can actually move on this Dark of the Moon one. Like, he can actually like tilt side to side. He can go back a little bit more. Sure, he's already got a great ab crunch, but yeah, I'm just really missing that side to side at the torso. I feel like that articulation would have taken this from, you know, already being very well articulated to being like perfectly articulated. I don't think Amazing Yamaguchi's ever going to revisit this one. I would love if they did, but if they never do, then hey, this is awesome. You know, I honestly don't even think Amazing Yamaguchi's ever going back to the Transformers stuff. Again, it'd be cool if they did, but this is a cool one. This is very cool. I think Revoltech did a great job with it. I know I'm very late to the party on getting this and opening it up, but now that I have it, I feel fairly confident in making my video comparing all of the non-transforming Optimus Primes. I'm not sure if I'm going to go super nitpicky with like every accessory they come with and everything, but I think I want to like crown them all. Like, what is this Optimus the king of? Like, what does this Optimus do best, if anything? I want to make sure it's all like very comparable too. I'm not going to have like Action Master Optimus, because obviously that does not really compare to this. As long as it is a very articulated, non-transforming action figure of Optimus Prime, then it's going to count in the video. Again, we're not going to see like 5 POA soap bottle cheap stuff. We're not going there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this guy down in the comments below. Special shout out to channel members, as always. Thank you all so much for your continued support. Have a great one, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.